Yeah, I never got 26 using AI website.
Mm, okay. But you did on the real test after meetings with me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, also, Aaron, because nowadays a lot of AI websites that evaluate our responses, it gives you a feedback about your speech rate. So usually this was the least in all my responses. This was the least score. So I believe a lot of us using these websites nowadays, and maybe they have the same idea when they find the feedback about the responses, they will find if you are not, so fluent, and yeah, you will find yourself has the least score in
Mm,
speaking rate. So that's why I felt this my weak point. Also because we all we I, English is not my native language, so I didn't practice speaking English for so long until I come to the US. So, yeah, I feel most of us have this idea
okay.
about themselves. Yeah.
Well, I wish I knew as much overall language as you do. You know
Mm.
more language than I do, just like every test taker that I help. And so let me see if I heard you correctly. I think you said the lowest score that you were getting was on from the AI websites was on speaking rate. So
Yeah.
this lowered your confidence. Um, what do you think about that? Was what did you dramatically improve your speaking rate, or
No.
maybe the score you were getting was not an accurate reflection? I think the test takers listening assume that technology is perfect, but you're saying, I think you're telling us something different, and you ended up passing, Sarah.
Yeah, I never got 26 using AI website.
Mm, okay, but you did on the real test after meetings with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna form a question here. Sarah, can I ask you to give advice to the test taker listening to this who's using the AI scoring websites like you and has low confidence because he or she believes and is seeing from the AI website that his or her speaking rate is low, too low to pass? What would you tell that person?
I feel these website scores are not so realistic, and they don't give us a real feedback about our responses.
What? But technology is perfect. How could that be possible, Sarah? You're crazy.
Yeah, I feel they offer good questions. Maybe the questions are close to the TOEFL questions, but about the feedback, yeah, because I didn't get 26. I never got 26 using them. So yeah, that's
But you
why I
did on
feel
the
it's,
real test.
yeah.
Okay, there you go. There's some encouragement and some advice for those of you who, in reality, should have more confidence and feel better about the speaking skills you already have, but maybe are getting feedback that you assume to be perfect because it's technology. And like Sarah told you, she got a higher score on the real test. And I do need to take some credit for this. She got a higher score on the real test after taking meetings with me instead of
Yeah.
the lowering of confidence that happened from practice websites to her. And as she just said, an inaccurate representation of her speaking skills.
Yes. Also,
Okay,
I
very
want
good.
to I want to add something, Aaron, because I
Yes.
changed my templates several times. I know you already mentioned this in a lot of your videos, but I want to highlight this as well
Oh,
because
yes.
I used to change the template. Maybe this is more advanced, so I will use this the next exam, and I try to practice this for maybe a month or two to be able to master it, to say it without thinking and say it very fast. But I found every time I found myself getting maybe less score or the same score.
Hmm.
So yeah, it doesn't make any difference to just change the templates and use different introductory words or introductory sentences. Yeah, it didn't make any difference for me.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Right. Somebody who starts their test, they're practicing and studying for the test tomorrow, they're going to be attracted to the templates, to any form of structure that's given to them by somebody who's been doing this longer. It's attractive. And what I've learned, what I've been told from you scientists is you guys, you want a formula. Pharmacists are used to thinking in formulaic ways. I'm a scientist, I want a formula. So it looks attract. I understand why it looks attractive. So I don't blame anybody who's starting tomorrow for going that route. But for you test takers who are listening and have also had the experience of trying the test multiple times, Sara, when we started, the highest score what was the highest score you got on TOEFL speaking when we started?
24.
24. So I helped you go from 24 to 26. So for those of you who have been trying the test multiple times and even different templates, like Sara just said she did, at some point, the advice that I've been giving to you is going to make more sense. That it's not about switching to a different template, it's getting rid of that and instead using your 100% natural speaking fluency.
Yeah.
When you decide, when you see that you're not getting the score and results that you want, then you will decide to be braver, like Sara did. You will decide to be braver so that you can have more real earned confidence. And that comes from speaking 100% naturally.
Yeah. Also, Aaron, for question one, um, the 2 points was very harmful for me. When they say you need to say 2 points, two reasons, and you can just make it up. And yeah, it was very harmful because usually I didn't believe myself when I used to answer question one. So this lower my confidence when you don't believe yourself, so you
Hmm.
are hesitant to say it. So usually I was hesitant to answer question one. However, in the exam, I was surprised that I did well, very good in question one, because I started to just put myself in the situation, as you told me, to try to imagine myself in the situation and try to answer um, a real experience. I try to, I started my answer without preparing the 2 points, without preparing the two reasons that I used to do. I
Yes.
used to prepare two reasons to be able, because I was afraid. What should I say in the 45 seconds? So I need to prepare the two reasons. However, in the exam, no, I didn't prepare reasons. I just tried to imagine myself in the situation, and I tried to just speak about the situation.
Excellent. I'm glad you shared that. I know what you're talking about. One thing from our notes for question one was you said, excuse me, you said that when you feel that you're saying something that's not important to you, it you're not motivated. You don't have a strong force. You don't have a good positive energy helping, aiding, strengthening your speaking. And I said, well, why would you be doing that? And that what you just said a minute ago reminds me of that. You were told that it doesn't matter. What did you say? It doesn't matter whether the things you're talking about are real or not, or you were given the incorrect advice of it doesn't matter whether you believe what you're saying or not, something like this. It's just about the vocabulary words. Am I right so far? Do you want to add to that,
Yeah,
or can I continue?
yeah, you mean by that the two reasons, to prepare the two reasons?
Well, I definitely mean that because the scoring rubrics don't say anything about two reasons. But I also mean you from the notes, you saying that when we were practicing, I remember you were giving answers that I could tell did not have the full power, the full force that Sara had been showing, that you, Sara, had been showing me when we were talking casually. And you told me that you don't feel motivated to give an answer. It's hard for you to give a strong speaking answer when you're saying something that you don't really believe, or that because you were given advice that it doesn't matter whether it's real or whether you really believe it. It just matters that you say it out loud.
Yeah, because they just told me you need just to use advanced words. So sometimes I use advanced word but without idea. The idea I feel when I answer the question one, I feel what I'm saying it's nonsense.
Mm,
So yeah, so sometimes I stopped when I answer because I don't believe myself. I feel no, I don't want to say this because I made it up. Because you usually they advise to make a story up or make an example up. So it's
right,
very hard to do this. I felt not comfortable to answer this way.
right. Okay, so for those of you that are still listening to this and getting advice, test takers and teachers, teachers who are adaptable, who see me showing more real humans getting 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking than anybody else. You can hear Sara, you can tell that she's a real test taker. This this recording is long enough for anybody to see, to hear and feel the authenticity. Teachers who are adaptable and want to help people more. Stop telling the test takers to make up a story. I think that 99% of humans would agree it's harder to lie than it is to tell the truth. Hey,
Yeah, and
Aaron,
also
if that's true,
yeah,
then why would people ever do that? Why would they just accept the advice that's, like, for example, the advice that people gave Sara of just make something up? Here's why. I'll tell you why. It's because in order to be honest, in order to speak the truth, instead of making up stories, making up examples, in order to tell the truth and be honest, you have to be brave. You have to be courageous. You have to choose to reveal some of yourself as a person. And for the pharmacists that I work with who have to take the test in the test center, this means that not only is the human grader going to hear a little bit about your personal opinion, the inside workings of your thoughts, but also the people in the test center are going to hear that. So, for example, if a question says, "Does Aaron think music education is important?" I'm going to, excuse me, does Aaron think music education is essential? No, I don't. That doesn't mean that Aaron hates guitars and pianos. It means that I understand the word essential and I don't change that to mean good or beneficial. I put math as being more essential than music. I put communication slash language as being more essential than music. A lot of the test takers that I work with would put science as being more essential than music. Nowadays, maybe parents would put computers and technology as being more essential. Okay, I think I can stop there. I think you guys get the point. So instead of making things up, which at first appears to be easier, once you've taken the test multiple times and aren't getting the score that you know your speaking skills already deserve, then it's time to listen to my advice, which is it absolutely matters whether you're telling the truth or making something up. Instead of making things up, last thing I'll say, and then I'll pass it back to you, Sara. Test takers, instead of making something up, look at the questions with more bravery and courage. Decide to say things that are truly in you, that are truly independent, like the scoring rubrics tell you this is an independent question one, that are truly independent and meaningful to you, not just things that sound smart to other people. Go ahead, Sara.
yeah, I really want to thank you, Aaron, because I'm grateful. As some of my friends advised me to start taking sessions with you. And the first session I told you, I know there is no magic, like magic formula or something to pad the TOEFL, but I was surprised that I passed after 5 sessions together. So yeah, I'm really grateful. And I was about to give up, I felt
I
it's a year and a
remember.
half trying, yeah, you remember the last session together. Yeah, it was a hard journey, but I'm grateful, and I want to thank you so much, because without you, yeah, I wouldn't be able to pass the test.
You're welcome, Sarah. You're very welcome. Thank you for saying that publicly here during this recording that we planned. Um, you're welcome. You're a very genuine person. Everybody listening to this can tell that you're a genuine person with a good heart. So, I, it really is my honor to work with you and help you pass. And imagine all of the people whose health you are going to be helping in the future, and of course all of the test takers who you are helping with this recording going over the test. So, thank you. You're welcome. And I'll comment on something you said there. You said that even though many of your friends were advising you to schedule meetings with me, you were still surprised, shocked that you passed after only 5 meetings with me. So, test takers, she went from 24, the highest score she received before me on TOEFL IBT speaking, to 26 in only 5 meetings. And that's after, as you can see on the screen, her taking meetings, sessions, classes with 3 other people before me. So,
Yeah, thank you, Aaron, so much.
you're welcome. Thank you. And I'll also say thank you for the people listening to this who can't thank you themselves. You have done more good by giving this advice. You're thanking me for helping you, but I'm going to thank you from me, Aaron, and I'm going to thank you for all of the people who get to benefit from this. This is going to have a compounding effect and help people, and then they're going to tell their friends to listen to your advice. So, overall, who's done more good? You, Sarah, have. So, I thank you.
Yeah, I wish it's beneficial. I just want to emphasize that for all TOEFL takers, don't try to add advanced words, because this will to take your attention to a wrong direction. Don't try to Just try to be simple and try to explain as much as you can in your simple way, and you will get the 26.
Excellent. Awesome advice. Okay, we'll start to finish up here. You guys heard it. Sarah's been giving you great advice. You can hear the earnestness in her voice, wanting to help you, glad that she passed herself. She remembers when she felt like giving up, but now she's in a so much better place, and I'm glad for it. So you guys apply her advice, and you can improve and pass also. All right, Sarah, is there anything else to say before we finish up?
No, no, that's it.
Okay, so we'll finish up here, and I look forward to hearing from you at the new year, January 1st. At the latest, if I don't message you before then, I'm going to see how you're doing and check in with you. And I look forward to hearing about more progress on your way to your pharmacy license.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you, Aaron.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I have showed the most amount of people passing, getting 26 on TOEFL speaking than anybody else has. And when I say show, I mean real people like you can see and hear Michelle here, not just a post that may be real or not, but a person that you can see and hear. The speaking templates are wrong because to get 26 on speak, and when you see somebody who did get 26 on speaking or above and they tell you they used the speaking template, they did not get 26 on TOEFL iBT speaking because of the speaking template. No, they got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking in spite of the limiting nature of the speaking template. They got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because their speaking fluency was so good, is so good, that it was able to overcome the limiting structure that is speaking templates. If you want to see more videos with people giving you their best advice on how they got their 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking, you can watch that YouTube playlist. It's connected to this video, and you can find it by searching for TOEFL IBT Speaking 26. You can also find it by going through speaking26.com. These are people who before were not getting 26 on TOEFL speaking and after did get 26 and pass their tests. I asked them, hey, can you give your best advice to people who are still taking the test? How did you go from not passing to passing?
When I read about the TOEFL exam, I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, okay, straightforward thing. It's an English exam. How difficult can it be?
The pharmacy board needs specifically 26 in speaking.
This helped me in passing my TOEFL exam. Aaron helped me to pass and get 26.
Aaron, actually, any words will not be enough. But really, I'm very thankful.
26 in speaking, and I finally got it. And I'm so excited to get to the next step in my pharmacist license.
Look at my accent, look at people who got 26. So just surround yourself with people who motivate you.
Look, I passed. That bit that's missing is probably the most important bit to get you to 26.
Yes.
And that's the bit where Aaron, I felt, helped me realize where I was going wrong. And that bit where I was going wrong, I think it goes for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you speak English is your first language or not. That bit that was missing is something everyone really needs to understand in order to get that 26.
Once you are in the level that you need to become advanced in order to get the 26, you need to get rid of the templates.
Template will hinder your ability to deliver the question, because it shows that you are reading something or you are not speaking, you are reading.
I was using completely different template or different way. I started to apply your way, and once I started to practice your way, oh, it's easy for me.
That was really good for me. It really helped me because with this in my mind, I could speak faster, and because I was confident.
It's challenging, but after you pass it, the feeling of victory, it's worth it.
As English is my first language, I thought the speaking templates would be enough to get me the 26 that I needed. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and I only scored a 23. Your lack of getting 26 is not due to your speaking ability. It has been due to your less than optimal strategy. Get rid of the training wheels.
The templates were like, oh my God, why did they create those templates?
Aaron, you are a big helpful for students like us. We need somebody to stir revolution in our heart inside, give life to our conversation. And this will never happen through other sites like they have exact traditional pattern, the template, first, second, for example. Don't say, for example, the second time, for instance. Really? And robot, I felt myself without life. I don't have the freedom to speak.
You don't have to worry that much about how can I mention 2 reasons with 2 details or 2 examples. It's too much for me. You help students to increase their fluency.
Instead of following that speaking template or any other speaking template, trust your fluency.
For the students who are taking with you, trust this guy. He's amazing. He will shift or improve your level as soon as possible.
Like this, jump my score from 23 to 26, like this. How many hours I took with you? 5. Look at this. 5 hours in 2 weeks. I passed my test.
I hope you keep inspiring and helping more pharmacists and more other students to achieve their goal and become a professional here in the United States.
If I had just found you earlier,
for people who's really they have concern and they need to do it very fast, go to the original, the source of help.
Go to Aaron. He's the guy. He was the guy for me, and hopefully he's the guy for you. and he'll set you straight. He'll tell you what you need to do to get that 26.